so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of Lovell and the home of the brave.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Many of you have now heard the term stepped-up basis, and it possibly being eliminated, which is very concerning. I encourage you to schedule your free 15-minute consultation with attorney Harlan Mitchell to find out what you can do to protect yourself and your family. Schedule your appointment with attorney Harlan Mitchell by calling 256-216-9884 or by going to bamaestateplanning.com. Do it today.
Would you like enhanced energy, better moods, less fatigue, help with allergies, better sleep, mental clarity, or just want improvement of your overall immune health and well-being? Do you need to recover from intense activities, workouts, or sports? Then IV therapy at the Drip Factor inside Trinity Medical Center is right for you. Our IV drips are filled with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that will help your body replenish, restore, and achieve your wellness goals. For more information, visit trinity-medicalcare.com and schedule your appointment today at Trinity Medical Center, located at 500 Governors Drive.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi folks, this is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Something good today.
Welcome to a Tuesday edition of The Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and you have heard about the Alabama prison birth project before. My friend Ashley Rossi Lovell sent me a gift the other day, and it was a very thoughtful gift, and I appreciated it very much. I try to help however I can when we have opportunities to make a difference for various organizations and groups and foundations and individuals and families. And that's what we're here to do, is to make a difference in the lives of others and to encourage and inspire each other while doing it. Right now, I have on the line with me Kara Newby with Kara Newby Pottery in Auburn, Alabama. The gift that I received from Ashley Rossi Lovell was one of her mugs that she had made. And I saw the inscription on the bottom, and I asked Ashley, I said, where did this come from? She told me it was from Kara Newby. So I reached out to Kara to have her on the Mark White Show to share about her pottery work. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Kara Newby.
Hi, Mark. It's so good to be here. Thank you.
Glad to have you. Now, how long have you been making pottery?
Goodness, I've been doing pottery since 2007. So however long that is. It actually kind of started. My husband was looking for a gift for me, and I told him, that I'd always wanted to take pottery classes, and we at the time were living in Birmingham, and he found a woman who was doing private lessons and had a little studio, and I started taking with her. And then we moved to Ohio, to Columbus, and Columbus had a really great pottery studio through their Parks and Rec system. So I took there for a long time. And then when I moved back to Auburn, Auburn also has a really good, both Auburn and Opelika have a really good pottery studios through the Parks and Rec system. So I've been really lucky to be in areas where there are public facilities available. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I started working more out of my home. So I bought a wheel. It kind of, like things tend to do, it kind of transitions slowly. So I bought a wheel and was carrying my stuff back to the studio for them to fire it. And then about 2 years ago, I bought a kiln and started firing things myself. So it's been an interesting kind of very slow transition from kind of hobby to more of a business.
Well, as a kid, Kara, did you love playing in the dirt?
Well, sure. I mean, I think I think every kid does, don't they? I don't know, maybe not, but yeah, I love playing in the dirt, and it's interesting that I think perhaps I am a more physical person. I like to run, I like to exercise, and so it's probably fitting that I was thinking about this the other day, that I picked a hobby that is very physical, because throwing and even loading the kiln and unloading the kiln and glazing, and it's all you really have to have a lot of strength for most of the tasks. So it's interesting that I've kind of landed here on this hobby that is more physically taxing and involves creativity, but also kind of that physicality of learning how to mold the clay and do all the different things.
Of course, when you asked your husband for lessons and that came to be, you have a starting point, and that means that you're a beginner and you have a blank slate figuring this out. But certainly you have really grown into this industry, if you will, and really perfected your art. This is a beautiful mug that I was sent by Ashley. And how does it make you feel to know that people appreciate what you have developed, and then think about where you've come from that very first lesson to now, and being able to have people appreciate the work that you're doing?
Well, thank you for those kind words. I definitely don't think I've perfected my art by any means. I feel like I still have quite a bit to learn. But I think it is this transition from kind of hobby potterist to professional, I don't know, I use that word very loosely, has been interesting, because I think it kind of, when I first started selling things, that was a huge step for me to say, okay, I think my work is good enough for people to pay money for, because for a long time, my work was just gifts for friends and family and whatever. And so moving into that realm of feeling like, okay, this is something that people would be willing to pay money for was kind of it's hard, because you have to have a lot of confidence to feel that way. But then I think where I am now, I wouldn't call myself a production potterist, but I do think I do more like mugs and things like that. I'll do them more in larger batches, and it is sometimes it gets to be where it's very rote and you're not really thinking about what you're doing. But to me, the beauty is in knowing that these pieces, which are little pieces of art, are also functional and become a part of people's lives. And so to know that people are using my pieces in their everyday life, people say, this is my favorite coffee mug and I drink out of it every morning or whatever. That's very special to me to know that was something that was created by my hands and now is in your home as something that you value and cherish. It's very humbling, and I'm very honored.
It is something that I know brings joy to you. And for people who are listening right now who may want to find an avenue of something that maybe they get a more rewarding experience, maybe there's something that they have a talent for and they want to develop that. Maybe it's in pottery, maybe it's in something else. I remember the gentleman Jerry Brown, who was known here in the state of Alabama for his pottery, amazing work. And Jerry Brown was well known across the world with his talent. He's no longer with us now, but his work lives on. His artwork lives on.
Yeah, for sure. And that's really special to know that, these pieces may outlast me. Now, at the same time, potters kind of sometimes joke that our nightmare is that we're going to find all our pieces and sitting on the shelf in Goodwill someday, but
hey, there's good stuff at Goodwill.
There is for sure. No, I say that in jest. There's at Goodwill, but yeah, I think you're right. We sometimes think that learning is something for children, whether it's learning a language or learning a skill or learning a sport. And I am a firm believer that our whole life is about learning and trying to learn new things and learn new skills. And for adults to never think that, well, I have nothing more to learn or more to give, because I do think that we all are just on a journey in life. And we never know kind of where those different hobbies will take us.
We didn't know where COVID-19 was going to take us last year.
Oh, man,
and
for sure.
Having a hobby like this, I would imagine that it gave you an opportunity to be able to do even more work.
Well, in some ways, I would say yes, because I'm very blessed to have my work also be in my home. And so it's just, we have a 2-car garage. That's where my pottery studio is. And then, the house we purchased a few years ago here in Auburn had a detached shed, and that's kind of become my kiln room. So I was able to do some, but, also with COVID, my kids were at home and my husband was at home. And so maybe I had the stuff was there, but I didn't always have the time to be able to work on it. And also, I don't know if, I think a lot of us think about businesses shutting down, but we may not think about the fact that a lot of art shows and craft shows and festivals were shut down. And for artists, summer craft shows can be their main source of income for the rest of the year outside of the holidays, Christmas especially. But, and so for all of those to be shut down, I think it was really hard for a lot of artists, to not have that avenue for selling things. And so, some artists, that's their primary way of contacting the public. They don't do as much social media or as much online. So I do think while I think I had more time to create, there was not as much of an outlet for those types of shows in the same way. It's also just an outlet of self-care and health. And so I think that part of exercising my own creativity was very important during COVID, to make sure that I was, taking care of myself in that way as well. So yeah, that was definitely the ability to still be able to work without worrying about COVID was nice.
For someone out there who may be interested in pottery, it's something that goes way back, obviously, because people are still finding, you talked about Goodwill, but people find clay pottery when they're out there on archaeological digs.
Oh, for sure.
All over the world.
Right. And I think that's something that's really unique about certain types of art, especially ceramics, because we this idea of taking clay and firing it at a high temperature and using it as a vessel is something that has been with us for so long. And so to feel connected kind of to those roots is really special.
I love that. And Kara, I want to give you an opportunity to be able to share with people how they can connect with you, how they can find out more about Kara Newby Pottery.
Well, thanks. So I will say that this is actually not my full-time gig, although some people think it is. I'm a mother of 3, and I also am a full-time PhD student at Auburn. I do have a website, karanewbypottery.com. But I typically just have pieces up there that are past pieces. I don't have a shop online. I mostly sell through my social media, through on Instagram and Facebook, Kara Newby Pottery. You can find me there. And I do take commissions, but they usually take, and a commission is just a fancy word to say, will you make me this thing that I want in the way that I want it? And usually those can take anywhere from 2 to 3 months, just because pottery is a very long, tedious process. But yeah, I would be happy for anyone to reach out, and if they needed anything.
I think that's great, and I do want to encourage people, if they have a vision or they have a dream of something they would like to do as a hobby or as a full-time job, you definitely have your plate full, your pottery plate, so to speak.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that we all can make those transitions in our life. And you've referenced this, but I will say, to anyone who's interested in pottery or painting or drawing, I would definitely look at your city parks and recs, because it's amazing the things that a lot of cities offer, even, in what some might think of smaller towns like Auburn or Opelika. We still have a really thriving art community. To reach out to local artists in your community, because a lot of them are happy to teach private lessons and things like that.
A big shout out to Dumps Like a Truck. I see that you follow them as well. They've been on the Mark White Show.
They are Whitley is in Desiree are very kind and support my business, and I'm happy to support theirs as well, because they're such an amazing couple and doing really amazing things here in Auburn.
Oh yeah, Whitley. I met him several years ago when the show first started and had him on to talk about providing shoes to third world countries. I know that's a passion of his and his wife's,
right,
as they have their mission down there in Auburn, Alabama. And then Ashley Miller with Remax.
He's become a friend, and he has ordered. So I also do commission mugs for businesses. And so I've made some for him, which he uses for closing gifts. And I'm very honored to be a part of his work as well.
Very nice. Well, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the Mark White Show today and to share about your pottery. And again, I appreciate Prison Birth Project. I want people to check out Prison Birth Project. It's a great effort. Yeah. And I appreciate Ashley, Rossi, Lovell, and that thoughtful gift of sending me one of your pieces of art, Kara. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate your work.
Yeah, and I'd love to give a shout out to the Prison Birth Project as well. I am so honored to make mugs for them. I think they are absolutely doing important work in our community. So definitely an honor to be a part of that in some small way.
You keep up the good work with your doctorate there at Auburn University, and you raising your family and making your pottery, and you just keep on trucking.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Folks, when we come back, we're going to have your friend Lisa Ann. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
the best way to buy, sell, and experience land is with Jonathan Berryhill. For your farm, ranch, recreational, hunting, timber, and acreage needs, contact National Land Realty Professional Jonathan Berryhill at 256-874-7354 or email at jberryhill@nationalland.com. Be sure to follow Jonathan Berryhill with National Land Realty on Facebook. This is your land. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love and do it today.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
Hello again, it's your friend Lisa Ann, and this is to my friend as I sit in the summer evening who asked me to describe what I see to create in your mind an image as if you were beside me. I titled this poem, I wrote this in my backyard. I hear the workings of my AC unit and start drifting into thoughts of the artificial cold air that I can never afford. But I try and focus instead on the hum of the machine. It shuts off quickly, and I begin to watch the sky as it paints itself in colors of cotton candy. Will you look up with me? Don't close your eyes. Watch as the sky begins to pull down its nightshade. The moon has been prepping all day for this exact moment, and it is now his cue to make an appearance. I don't know what smell of summer I fancy more, freshly cut grass or honeysuckles hanging from its branches. The grass, preparing for the dark, ready for the dew to lay itself upon its tired stems. I don't want to go inside just yet. Will you look up with me? Listen to the bird song and watch for fireflies? There are no dandelions in this poem, no wishes to be had, but it's calm here. It's quiet here. Will you look up with me? Until next time, remember, always light, always love, always home. Your friend, Lisa Ann.
Hey guys, this is Quentin Aaron. I wanted to tell you guys about my friend True Hayden in need of a bone marrow transplant. So we're going to have a bone marrow drive in Huntsville, Alabama. I want you to stay tuned for information from my friend Mark White of The Mark White Show.
Thank you, Quentin. As Quentin said, the Be True Bone Marrow Drive is to save the life of 8-month-old True Amore Hayden. The Be True Bone Marrow Drive will take place April 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Rock Family Worship Center, located at 3401 Holmes Avenue Northwest in Huntsville, Alabama. You're not only helping True Hayden, but others in the community who need a bone marrow transplant as well. We hope you'll make plans to join us. Thank you for your support.
Hi, everybody. This is DJ Thomas. You know, raindrops may be falling on your head, but on Kyla's Corner, she's living life sunny side up.
Nothing seems to fit. You are my sunshine, my only.
This is Kyla Carter of Kyla's Corner. You can hear my segment every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on The Mark White Show. Remember to tune in every Saturday and always live life sunny side up.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. Drive in, drive through, order online, or come in and set a minute. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Appling, or in Arlington at Highway 70 just a block west of 385.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Once again, we appreciate Kara Newby with Kara Newby Pottery in Auburn, Alabama, for joining us here on The Mark White Show. You can follow her on Instagram at Kara Newby Pottery. You can also go to KaraNewbyPottery.com. We also appreciate the new episode from your friend Lisa Ann. Today is my wife's birthday. I want to wish April a happy birthday. I appreciate all the people who have commented so far and wished her a happy birthday, and hope she has a great rest of the day. Here on The Mark White Show, we're recognizing difference makers and sharing their stories to encourage and inspire. You can follow The Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast via TuneIn Radio, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, or YouTube. You have been listening to a Tuesday edition of the Mark White Show, and this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. The These are my kind of people.